Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk again about limiting beliefs tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the types of limiting beliefs that you might have. Might help to uncover a few that you don't realize that you do have. Things that you think about yourself that you don't even think about them as being limiting beliefs. So once we've identified a few of those, we're going to try and get rid of them. We'll try a little technique at the end to get rid of those limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs, you kind of know that you've got something there because maybe you get to a certain level in your life, in your work, in your sport, and you know that you could possibly do better, but you just can't get beyond that invisible wall. You might feel that certain situations in life repeat themselves. So vicious circles are sometimes because of limiting beliefs. You almost get out of them and then you go around the circle again. You might feel that you're very stuck, that you're in a rut and you can't get out of it. You may also feel things like you're very confident in certain situations, and then in other situations you lack confidence. And there's no real reason for this. So the type of thing that I'm talking about, I see a lot of equestrian people perfectly confident in their everyday lives and their work. They might be really in a high-powered job and they've got lots of responsibility in their job, and then it comes to riding and they haven't got the confidence there to maybe even do the low-level stuff that they want to do. So there might be something like that you get triggered, your anxiety or your lack of confidence gets triggered in certain situations. So let's have a think about some limiting beliefs. And I'm just going to run through, I've got a little bit of a list here of a few common ones and just see if any of these resonate with you. No, excuse me. Excuse me. Nobody likes me. Or somebody doesn't like me. And you have no real evidence for that. It's just a feeling. I'm not good enough. And maybe that's, I'm not good enough to get a promotion. I'm not good enough to do something. So something like for the equestrians, I'm not good enough to compete. Or I'm not good enough to have that instructor because that instructor's high level. I'm scared of failure. Work should be hard. I can't be not perfect. How about this one for a money limiting belief? Rich people are, and then insert your own negative word, nasty or penny pinching or something like that, and I wouldn't want to be like them. I'm always tired. And the reason for that one is that you're doing something that's sapping your energy. So you're kind of saying in the roundabout way, I'm not making time for self-care. Changing jobs is too much effort. I want a new job, but it's too much effort. Some people say things like, I wish I could do that. I really wish I could. And the implication behind that is that they think they can't. I'll never be good at that. I'm always going to be stuck like this. I don't believe I can get rid of limiting beliefs. So you might need to get rid of a limiting belief that you can't get rid of limiting beliefs before you get rid of your limiting beliefs. Now, the mind is actually quite flexible in terms of limiting beliefs. They may have had them since childhood. You may have had them 20 years. They may have popped up yesterday. But no matter how long you've had them or how ingrained they feel or how much they've sort of become part of you and you're used to those limitations, then we have quite a lot of plasticity in the mind, and we can learn to identify them, and we can get rid of them. So think about those beliefs. Think about one of your beliefs, maybe. Think about whether it would stand up in court. Would it stand up in court? Would, a character witness argue for that limiting belief in your case? Or would you have friends argue against you? Because if you've got friends, family, co-workers, colleagues, anyone arguing against what you're saying, then that's the time to think about whether or not that's a limiting belief. And then think about that limiting belief. Is that the way you want to be? That's quite a deep question, isn't it? Is that all you want to be? Do you want to be held back by this belief? Because if you want to be, you will be. It's kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, that one. What would happen if you change this belief? What would happen? What would happen if you didn't change this belief? What wouldn't happen if you change this belief? And what wouldn't happen if you didn't change this belief? So that's a little bit of NLP for you, thinking around the problem in 4 different ways. What would happen if you change this belief? What would happen if you didn't change this belief? What wouldn't happen if you change this belief? And what wouldn't happen if you didn't change? Sometimes just asking yourself complex things like that really helps to loosen up how you're thinking. Okay, so let's have a little think about these limiting beliefs in a little bit more detail before we get rid of them. So very often they're unvalidated. And we mentioned that, your best friend or your colleagues or people around you would not argue for your limiting belief. There's only you who thinks it like that. If you make a list of them and you start to think to yourself, how is it that I believe that? How is it? Is it built on solid, firm ground? Does it have good foundations? Or is it actually a little bit flimsy? Or if it's an old limiting belief, is it time to get rid of it? Because, it might have been true in childhood. It may never have been true, but it's not true now. So if you keep asking yourself, how is it possible that I believe that? You might come to another limiting belief that's underneath it, propping it up. And how is it that I believe that? And how come I believe that? And if you get to the one that seems the most sticky, then that's kind of like the highest or the deepest limiting belief. And that's the one that we're going to work on. So if you think about one of your limiting beliefs, something that you can't do or you think you can't do, but everyone says that you can, or one of those ones that I was saying before, that you're not good enough at something, or you're not worthy enough, or you're not deserving enough. Limiting beliefs tend to be about being helpless, hopeless, or undeserving in some way. So if you just pick one of yours, we're going to do a nice little method for eliminating that limiting belief, making your mind think differently. Hi, Rachel. Okay, so let's have a little think about that limiting belief. We're just going to sit nice and quietly, and we're just going to visualize in a few moments that limiting belief. But I want you to just sit comfortably for now and relax. And start to breathe deeply and evenly, taking as much time on the in-breath as the out-breath. And if you want to do, you can close your eyes. I want you to visualize the breaths entering your body, almost like pure white light streaming inside your body. And with each breath, the white light goes a little bit further down into your body. So at first, maybe the breaths are just going around your head, and the white light's going into your throat, then your shoulders, and moving down with each deep, even breath. And then maybe a little further down into your body, down into your arms and your legs. You start to feel like you're filled with this white light. And you're filling your whole body with this whiteness. Enjoy the warmth or the coolness that it brings with each breath, and relax. I want you to relax down into the chair or the sofa that you're on and begin to think about what you want to change, the part of your life where limiting beliefs may exist at the moment. And decide which one of your limiting beliefs you'd like to remove right now. Now, in your mind's eye, not necessarily like a perfect photograph, but I want you to have an impression, a picture where you're trying hard to overcome this limiting belief. You're trying hard to get to a goal and remove that limiting belief. And you're completely safe to look at this limiting picture here. And this picture isn't the perfect situation. You might feel a bit disappointed or frustrated because the goal is almost there, but the limiting belief is there as well. That goal is within touching distance. You can smell it almost, you can taste it almost, but it still eludes you because that limiting belief is still there. And perhaps that's how you actually feel. Look at the picture now and make it feel real. So you're almost at that goal, but you know that there's something holding you back. And however you want to represent that in your visual picture, just go ahead now and do that. Make it real. Now, in the lower left-hand corner of your picture, just starting to develop, another picture is starting to emerge. It's starting to form. At the moment, it's small and it's dark and it feels far away. But in that picture, in the lower left-hand corner, that's small and dark, the limiting belief is gone. What would it look like? What would that picture be like when it's gone? So go ahead and just start to adjust it for you. Maybe you need to brighten it up. Just think about what it's like to be over all that old baggage. It's going and it's gone. And you can live that part of your life the way that you want to now. You can live more adventurously. You can do what you want to do. You can be and have what you want to be and have. And you're starting now to feel it in this small picture. It can be really effortless, really easy. And it's kind of giving you a bit of buzz of energy. And there's a very vibrant feeling about it, a very lively feeling. It's feeling energetic and just really, really right for you. You know that in that picture, everything's just flowing with ease. And you might feel as you think about this other picture in the lower left-hand corner, as it brightens up, as you start to see it, as you start to imagine that vibrancy, that energy that ease and that effortlessness, you might start to experience lightness. Take a deep breath in. Now, this small picture, you notice now that it's starting to grow and it's getting bigger. And as it does so, so do your feelings of having what you want right now. It's the know-how, it's the ability, it's the confidence, it's the enthusiasm, it's the lifting of any blocks. And you've got that kind of assured feeling inside how to get that goal, how to do this, how to be that person, how to have what you want. And this picture is still growing and it's getting bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter. Enjoy it. It's getting really big now and really bright. And with that, your feelings of confidence and can-do and success and motivation are really beginning to soar. You feel really positive, empowered, and you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And so at the moment, you can just about see the two pictures. And in just one moment, we're going to take the smaller picture where you're achieving everything that you ever wanted to achieve and you're lifting those blocks, and we're going to have it explode up and cover that old picture, which is going to just wither away and shrink and fade. And we do that with just a click of the fingers. You ready? Okay, so that picture, that small picture has exploded up big and bold and bright, and that other one has shrunk away and it's fading and withering, and it's starting to just feel really, really shrunken and insignificant. And we're going to do that again. We're going to have that small picture with everything that you're achieving, with all the confidence. We're going to have it explode up big and bold and bright and cover the old one. Are you ready? With a click of the fingers, ready, go. Okay, and that new picture now, big, bold and bright, is covering up that old picture. And I want you to keep doing that. Keep having it explode up big and bold and bright until it stays in place and that old picture is difficult to get back and you don't want to get it back. It's so withered and faded and shrunken. And again, explode it up big, bold and bright. Enjoy it. Take a deep breath. And again. And keep doing it until it stays fixed in place. It just stays in place right now. That new picture that you can see, that new picture that you can feel. I want you to just energize it now by taking 4 deep breaths. 1 and 2 and 3 and the last one. Has it stayed fixed? Fix it in place, keep it in place, big and bold and bright. And just now, breathe life. Feel like you're breathing life into that fabulous new picture. And enjoy for a few seconds. And then clear the screen. Come back to reality. And think about that new picture, think about that enthusiasm, think about those feelings that you had of can-do and motivation and the confidence to get going and the knowledge that you have the ability to do this. And you can always come back to this picture now, whenever you need to, whenever you think that little old limiting belief is rearing its ugly head once again, you can come back to this picture and enjoy it. You can remember it, you can seal it in, and any old pictures where they're old, not unwanted, unhelpful, limiting belief is somehow operating, you can just click to get the new one explode up big and bold and bright. So have a little stretch, have a little move, enjoy the new picture inside your mind. And think about maybe repeating it for some of your other limiting beliefs. because we have them all the time. And unfortunately, they crop up every day, and they crop up with new situations, and they crop up as we go through life, and we need to just kind of get rid of them and get on our way and get doing what we want to do and get enjoying what we want to enjoy and have fun. So have fun with that, that little technique. I'm going to post in the comments a link to a PDF file that I did, which is all about limiting beliefs, and it mentions a lot of the things that we've talked about on this live and also on the other one last week. So Rachel, do we need to use a noise to trigger the change of the internal image? Not really. Not really. If you can do it with, without a noise, you can say to yourself, click or snap or something like that, or whoosh. You can think about it inside your own head. You don't necessarily need to click your fingers. It's what works for you. If you don't need any noise at all, don't use a noise. Some people just like that kind of energetic sound, or that, that kind of snap kind of sound that just brings them into the sights and visuals that they should be seeing. So as I say, I will post a comment in the comments, a link to a PDF, if you want to read more about limiting beliefs. And also, if you want to use that technique again and you can't find this live, you'll have it written down for you. Okay, take care then, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. Bye.